implement it into everyday life. Might get dramatic. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. We are now joined by the artistic director of one of Dubai's only theatre clubs, Kemsley Dickinson. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm alright. Theatre club.
Theatre club. Theatre club. This is what I have here.
It's a theatre.
Theatre?
Yeah, an actual physical theatre. Two of them, in fact, a 70-seater and a 30-seater, and then lots of teaching spaces too, yeah.
And that has been kind of a mainstay on the Dubai art scene for many, many years.
Yeah, we opened in 2013 in a warehouse in Al Quoz with no expectations, and then so many people came, so there was clearly quite a big gulf that people wanted to fill. It's an interesting story how it came about. Want to hear it?
Absolutely. That's what we're here for, to learn more.
Yeah, so like I was teaching in 2007, I was teaching an acting class called the Desert Monologues. And there was nothing here then, so you couldn't find an acting class. There was a few for kids, and now the place is saturated with sort of kids' drama workshops. And I did it, and I was a school teacher, and I started earning more money from doing this just one day a week class. And I put a sign up outside the theatre at the Mall of the Emirates and said, like, does anyone want to, take an acting course? And I thought no one would sign up. And then the same night, the lady from the theatre just phoned me and said, hey, we've got a problem. And I said, oh no, what? And she said, there's 36 names on here. And immediately I went, oh, there might be an opportunity here. And it ran for a few years. It's still running now. It's the longest running acting course in the Middle East. And we just were like, right, let's open a theatre.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really easy.
I'm going to say, no, it's not. Especially kind of because you're probably like one of the only ones doing it. What were the challenges you faced? And why was there, do you think, such a big demand?
The challenges were, there were a myriad of challenges. First of all, finding the right location, and I think that's what we did right. I think if we'd been one more road back, people wouldn't have come. Because, we didn't have a big budget at the time, so we needed to find a location that people could get to easily. Because if you go to the theatre, you don't want hustle with parking. You don't want to be stuck in traffic. You just want to go there, and have a good time and no hustle.
Yeah.
And I saw a few people tried doing a similar thing, but they didn't spend quite as much on the location. They looked at the venue more. And we found this place called the Courtyard in Al Quoz. It's opposite Bounce, is Street 4B, near Times Square. And it's just, you come off Shakeside Road and it's straight in there. That was one of the first challenges, finding the right location.
And at that time, because the Courtyard kind of has a nice little ecosystem built around it.
We were the first ones.
I was going to say, were you the first, and then the others followed? Because there's a lot of cafes there now that people go to, and I'm sure that brings more people, and you bring people to them as well. Yeah,
there's the Lime Tree Cafe. It's been there for ages. That's not actually in the Courtyard. And then there's Cassette now, which is just packed all the time, and we were the first there. And originally we just took the warehouse upstairs, and it's so funny because we didn't have any money, so we had a split AC system, a few mouldy old seats, and we used to just do like a drama class there once a week. And
you were renting the space for once a week, or you rented it full?
No, we rent it all the time. And then after 1 month, we'd save up enough money, and then we'd buy another AC.
Wow.
And after the next month, and now, I don't know if you've seen a picture of it. I mean, it is a fully kitted out, beautiful plush, red theatre with stage lights, bubble machines, and it's just beautiful. But it was a slog, and it happened all organically,
And how did word spread?
Well, it does here when there's something unusual. When people go out and have a good time, word spreads. Yeah, and we look after our audience. Already I've alluded to about them having a good time getting there. I think a lot of actors and institutions are self-centric, so they think, well, let's focus on our actors and our show, and we're the opposite. We are audience first. Let's make sure the audience have a good time. We're slightly different. It's a more informal experience. So you'll go in, you might meet the cast. They might come out dressed in Jane Austen costumes and offer you chocolate bars. They might, and we sell popcorn. And at the start, we encourage the audience to back and forth with us, to boo. We've actually got a horn, which is a warning for boring. Okay,
we actually have one of those too.
So if they're bored, they just can beat the horn, and we get rid of it and we start something else.
That's challenging for people on stage, no?
Yeah, well, it takes a lot of training to do, but we know how to train it now. We learned from books, and then we invited the best instructors in the world to come and teach us how to do it, because they have been doing this stuff in Canada, particularly for a very long time. This specific type of performance, and because we produce all the content too.
But I feel like we've jumped from one class a week to performances very, very quickly. So what in total? Like, how did it go from one class a week to performances with the best in the world?
So we did one class a week. It turned to 2 classes a week as word spread when we started doing up the venue. And I think when people come in and it kind of feels like a pub in London. There's pictures on the wall as you go up the staircase. And then we were like, well, let's put on a show, our first improvised show. And none of us were very good at that time, right?
Tell us, what is an improvised show?
So an improvised show is where the whole thing's made up. That's it. So we do 6, 7 a week. But this is how the transition happened. We put out our first show, and it was 10 actors on stage. And when I say actors, I mean one person's a taxi driver, someone else works in accounts, someone's a school teacher, right? So we're part-time actors. We put 10 of us on stage, and the audience, and there's a director, and he challenges us to scenes. And we've all got a number. So if you're number 5 and I'm number 2, I go, number 5, number 2, and you jump onto stage. And the director will go, I want to see a romantic scene.
Oh God, cringe, die.
And we'll do our best to do a romantic scene. Okay. If it fails, we're good-natured about it and don't care. If we do a romantic scene, the audience go, wow. Then the audience score you. So number 1, number 5, what's their scene get? And then we eliminate the people with the lowest scores until one person wins, the maestro. We thought, let's give it a go. First show,
a lot of fun.
Full house. It's been running 8 years, every Wednesday. The only time it stopped was during COVID, and you can't get in unless you arrive 45 minutes early.
That's so much fun.
And then we expanded into doing other types of work. So we do improvised Jane Austen, kid show, improvised kids story time. The Revenge of the Pooh Monster is on starting next week. We do a superhero show for kids, and it's and we recruited very carefully. I've got my AD here with me. It's Marie Veer. She started when she was 17, and she's 23 now. And she's the artistic director, youngest artistic director of a theatre in the world.
That's fantastic.
Young team, focuses all on about young people there, and not old people like me.
Don't say that. But we were talking before the show because I think the improv is very, very interesting. So I was suggesting that maybe we could do some improv on this show.
You said what if we mess it up? Yeah, no, sure we can. Would you want to try an exercise?
Yeah, please don't say romantic scene.
Let's do a romantic scene.
Okay. Well,
I'll tell you what, I've got an idea. Why don't we try and tell a romance story, okay? So we'll have 2 characters, and let's make it as honestly, truly romantic as we can between these 2 characters. But let's tell the story one word at a time.
Okay, fun.
Yeah, this is one of the tenets of improv because it forces you to share. And some people are very controlling. They try and steal 3 words, but none of us can control this story, so we got to work together. Okay. You ready?
We're going to do an improv on the Lovin Dubai show with the Courtyard Playhouse, and we're going to improv a romantic scene based on anything.
Love.
Based on love.
Once. Say upon.
Upon.
A.
Time.
There.
Was.
A.
Small.
Hamster.
Who.
Was.
A.
Lone.
When.
He.
Jumped.
Into.
A.
Dating.
App.
And.
Found.
A.
Gorgeous.
Lady.
Friend.
So.
He.
Arranged.
Mad.
Times.
Because.
He.
Imagined.
That.
She.
Wanted.
Fresh.
Are we past the watershed? Now, one of the things that we need to do is we need to make these 2 meet. Let's see if we can get them to meet. Suddenly.
A.
Meeting.
Happened.
Between.
The.
Hamsters.
They.
Fell.
Madly.
In.
Love.
With.
Each other. Oh.
That's perfect.
Each.
Other.
And.
He.
Fed.
Her.
A.
Donut. And now we look for a nice ending that's, bilateral agreement, some way we're going to come to a conclusion where they're both happy. Many
times.
They.
Met.
And. Now, one of the things we do, if you feel awkward when you're starting this, is
I'm just worried about the audience.
No, you're right. Do you know, Keith Johnson, our guru, says, I don't watch the news, I find it boring. I only watch it is when the teleprompter goes off, because then that's when I go, oh, now I want to see what happens. They'll be fine watching you walking a little tight. But what was I going to say? What was I going to say before that? You're doing really well. We always have a get out, a safe word for improv. So if your mind goes blank, just throw our hands up in the air and go again. It's disposable theatre. Failure's okay, and we did quite well for the first time out.
I think we did well done, nice. And the little hamsters lived happily
ever
after.
They needed to have babies, didn't they? And a little family and a sunset.
We were going very differently with our stories. That's the problem.
Well, that's why we get a lot of corporate inquiries for that reason. To bring. We do a lot of corporate work, and we didn't expect to. We don't prospect or anything, and people will come to our shows and say, can you teach my team to create stuff like that in the moment, or share a bit more? And so that, I think, is why we do so successful with
what are the benefits of things like, let's say, for the community going to these classes, not just the shows? What's the benefit to me as a person if I was to go?
Oh my God, you blocked my corporate plug. The benefit. Well,
I mean the benefit for corporates and the benefit for individuals to go to these classes. Like, what will we actually gain from it?
Well, it's different for every person. Like, fun. Some people go for fun. They want to do something different, and then they get hooked in it because it's quite fun and it's very practical. And but if you want to learn skills of stagecraft, acting, self-confidence, then I know it's kind of cliche. I think this is the best way to do it. If anyone's watching Ted Lasso at the moment, are you watching it?
No, but
amazing.
Emmy winning, right?
He's just one of the best. He's an improviser. Learned the exact same games and stuff that we were just playing, and it's a good route into professional acting, particularly in the US. They've known this for a very long time, and Amy Poehler, Tina Fey. It will, not just comedy, just studying these improv skills of being good-natured. And
which actors do you look up to?
I don't really. I like film. I mean, I like Anthony Hopkins.
Okay, yeah.
I like the dark stuff, like that Silence of the Lambs. I know that makes me very old, but
no, it doesn't. It's.
I mean, I like Jason. I like the show. There's great TV on at the moment. I watched Foundation yesterday.
I saw that advertised yesterday. Is it good?
It's if you've read the Asimov books, it's very different. I haven't made my mind up yet, but I watched Dune at the cinema with my team, and that is way good.
Was this the one that they nearly got like free advertising with the Sandstorm because? Is that?
Oh wow! I didn't know about that, but that
they posted
makes
some Sandstorm videos and it was like perfect timing or something.
Yeah, but I just think there's so much value to doing improvisation, and it's a fun approach to learning, acting skills, stage presence, that kind of thing. Corporates come for team building mostly, for fun, for a very different day. Because we've all done training, right, with companies, and it's boring. And then they come to a theatre, and it's theirs for the day. Wow. Yeah. And it's
fun day out if you're watching. Share this with your boss. You can make your own hamster stories.
Yeah, do.
I'm going to go back to that story and think how we can embellish. A little bit more about the Courtyard Playhouse. You've been recognised internationally.
Wow.
My producer here told me.
Amazing.
Can you tell us more about that?
Well, we do, yeah. I mean, we invited, after we did that first show, we started working on genres. So, like, can we improvise theatre? So now we do Jane Austen, Shakespeare, an improvised musical. What else do we do? Film noir and improvised Bollywood, which is our biggest selling show here, no surprise, but improvised Bollywood. And and so there's an international sort of festival circuit. And we held, in 2017, we held the World Improvisation Conference for the first time. And we had people from 42 different countries, Japan, US, even Haiti. Someone came from the Mauritius. And so they all came together and we put on a 2-week shows and workshops. And so, I mean, internationally recognized is, that's amazing.
Well, it's the never-ending community story. I feel like there's such a massive community hub there with you guys at the Courtyard Playhouse. If anyone wants to get in touch with you, if they can find you, what's the easiest way to do that? Come
and see a show. We got one tonight. Me and Maria are in a show tonight called This Is Improv. Tomorrow is a theatre sports where 2 teams face off against each other. The audience vote them out. And then
I love the idea of the audience having a vote. That's so great.
Come tomorrow. It's improvised Tennessee Williams straight after that. So it's always a 2-hour show. We always finish on time. Start at 8, finish at 10. Evening program, and then Wednesday is our maestro, the one I told you about, which is like people from the community come, stand on stage, get judged, eliminated. So Sunday, Monday, Wednesday.
It's all fun and games, really. Just judge and elimination.
Yeah, it is.
No, I love it.
Good night out.
It sounds like a lot of fun, and it's where again in Alcuz?
Near Times Square, Street 4B, near opposite Cassette, near Lime Tree Cafe. Really easy to find, and
no parking hassle.
No, but it's so easy to park there. It is in the evenings. In the daytimes, it's a bit rubbish.
Okay. Well, now you know.
Have I mentioned everything I'm supposed to? I've got my AD here and she'd kill me if I don't. Oh, the website. Yeah, that's what I should have said. www.courtyardplayhouse.com.
If he's going to get in trouble, we can put that into the comments after the show so people don't miss it. Now we know who really runs the show.
She does. She turned into my boss after, She's my boss now.
Kenzie Dickinson, thank you so much for your time.
Lovely.
Guys, the Courtyard Playhouse is doing amazing things in the community. Any information, head directly onto their website. That is it for us on the Lovin Dubai show. Thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Stay safe, wash your hands.
Bye.